This is Highly Respected with yours truly, Miss Streetz. And today I have a special guest. She is a singer, songwriter, actress. It's a bunch of stuff. Her name is True. True, what's up?
Doing?
Hey, so did I miss anything with naming everything that you do?
um, you kind of covered it with a bunch of things, so I think
Cool,
you're good.
cool. That's what's up. So with all those things that you do, obviously, we're here to talk about your new single. Go ahead and talk about your single right now. It's W.T.F.Y.M. First, tell them what
Yes.
it stands for first.
Can I cuss?
Yes, you can. Go ahead.
Okay, I gotta make sure before I I want to make sure.
Yes.
WTFYM stands for what the fuck you mean. The main base of that song was actually I was going through a really messed up relationship. And you know, when you deal with that situation where we're like, okay, he's telling you what you can and cannot do. You can't go
Right.
out, you can't do this, but he's living his best life.
Right.
That's where this song came from.
Gotcha.
So that's how all of this came about. All of this came from some
Uh-huh.
you got me effed up moment. So yeah.
And I love it. So it's based on a true story. Now we know that.
Yes.
So like when you actually went through that, did the song instantly come through to your head, or was it something you had to kind of think about when you was writing it?
Oh man. To be completely honest, sorry, my hair is usually always wild, so I apologize.
You
It's only
good.
tamed when I gotta perform, but usually it's always wild.
It's fine.
I would say the best way to even put that, I was dealing with everything. I had gotten a message from a female he was dealing with while he was dealing with me.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, and we were like sleep next to each other, and she sent me this on my birthday. And
Wow.
oh yeah, and what ended up happening was I actually ended up pretty much going, like I had a couple of days where I was like, okay, I'm just gonna get him out my system, everything like that. And I went to the studio, got drunk with a couple of friends while I was at the studio, and it was fun.
That's how it happened.
It was like, yeah, this is what's gonna happen.
That's dope. But all the good records happen like that, especially when they're real life situations. That's how the best records come out. So of course
Yeah.
it's a dope song. I love it, love it, love it. I
Thank you.
did read that you actually opened up for some really cool people, such as Mario, Jeremiah, August Alsina. Being opening up for them, what's some kind of things you took from seeing them perform or just the tour life?
Oh man, I would say I took a lot of things from all three different. Especially I would say my biggest one for me was Mario because of how down to earth and humble he was.
Mm.
And it was like talking to like one of your friends you've known for a while. That's how he came off.
Mm-hmm.
So what I took from that, to be completely honest, was to always be myself and always be open, always be fun, always be smart, because you never know what somebody else is going through. Because I was a ball of nerves. Like I was so nervous right before I got on stage. So for him to say, "You're gonna do great, you got this," da 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 da, da, it was like, "Oh, thanks." And then when I got off, he said, "You did awesome." Da, 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 da. I was like, "Aw."
Nice. Shout out to Mario. He's a nice guy then. I like
He's a
that.
nice guy.
That's cool. So I mean, speaking of all those great R&B singers such as yourself, as well as yourself, what's the state? What's your opinion on the state right now of R&B music? What's your thoughts?
It's on a comeback. I like to put it that way. Everything comes full circle, and I feel like R&B has made such because at first I'm not gonna lie, it was just going for a minute. Due to the fact of so many artists, they like broke it up. Like you have neo soul, they moved it over here. Then you have pop outright, it went over here, and then it was like you had some R&B, but it wasn't as like it wasn't as big as hip hop had became. Like before, like back in the 90s, you had to be featured on R&B singer's song in order for people to hear about you. But now R&B singers have to be featured on a hip hop song just to get out. So it was kind of, I do apologize. It was kind of like, to be completely honest, to watch it, I was happy I got to watch it in the 90s because I got to take a lot from that. But I feel like we're getting back to that time when music is fun or it's about relationships or you're really going through something. Because I mean, I think my first breakup, I listened to Mary J. Blige and Keisha Cole. I don't know.
Of course, those are the
I don't
best
know what I was
albums
doing
for that.
Right.
The heartbreak.
The heartbreak, the for real heartbreak. And then like you have some of the singers that are out here like that have been out here, like Brandy, she's been out here, Monica, she's been out here. You have Ashanti, you have quite a few, Tamia, some like I consider them icons. Tony, they've been out for a very long time and they're still out here performing. And then you have some new up and coming like that, like her.
Right. Yeah.
Jasmine Sullivan, most definitely give me hope. Tiana Taylor, I absolutely adore her. Right. And then you have like some men that have made like pretty much some leaps where they're R&B artists that were able to venture into different genres like pop, rock, EDM, things along those lines. So it if anything, it's opening up back up to where it's literally a clean playing field where you can pretty much do whatever you want to do right now. Yeah. So I'm excited about R&B right now.
Love it. And speaking of the 90s, some of the greatest records and artists, to me, in my opinion, was in the 90s as far as R&B. So who are some people that did influence you during those times?
Ooh, man. Oh, where do I start? It's like go through my iTunes. But now I'll have to say some of the ones I actually already named, like Toni Braxton. I love her because my range is actually low. And I have to sing a little higher. But I love Toni. I love Whitney Houston because she was actually out in the 90s too.
Yep. Yes.
Which, Aaliyah, she was a big influence for me because she like her dancing and just her pretty much what she gave the 90s. Like she was that cute tomboy. She didn't have fake boobs. She didn't have fake butt.
Right.
She was. This is what I am. This like because these are new. I didn't have these for a very long time. Like I had to grow into these. But it's just like to watch groups too, because you had Destiny Shout Out, like the late 90s going into the early 2000s.
Speaking of groups, I know it might be hard, might not be hard, but this Saturday is the SWV and Escape versus. This is a hard one as far as people who know music. This is going to be, it's not even a battle. It's really, respect to them. But in your opinion, you can only pick one of them. Which one do you think have the most hits?
Oh, that's tough. Yeah, because I'm weighing my options right now. So we had Escape, who was out at teenagers,
right,
and just kicking it. They had that that whole Traces on My Lipstick album. The album,
the whole album.
Who can you run to? Who doesn't know that song?
Everything.
It's like those ones, and then you go up to SWV. Week is always gonna be like
literally the top song right there.
How many people do Week at karaoke?
Singers and non-singers.
Man, even like, because it don't even matter, because as soon as you start say I don't know what it
is, it's over.
Everybody starts singing with you, so it's over. Like
word for word.
Word for word. But I would have to say, because I'm thinking about all the ones that I remember of SWV. I would have to say Escape had more hits to me than SWV, to be completely honest, because like as I'm going through their playlist in my head, my little Rolodex, I would have to say like you had Anything, Week, Rain. I'm You're the One for Me.
I'm So Into You.
I'm So Into You. And
I'm missing one too. What's the one with Michael? Well, they did Downtown. That's dang, what's the one with Michael? Chris Brown.
Right Here.
Yes, there you go. Oh my God.
So they had Right Here.
They had some hits.
And then you slide over to Escape, Just Kicking It. Who Understanding, because who didn't know Understanding?
Everybody knew Understanding.
You might have knew every harmony.
Yep, everybody. You're My Little Secret.
My Little Secret. There's that. That kicked off Hot Girl Summer. That was Hot Girl Summer before Hot Girl Summer.
It's gonna be a good one. So safe to say it's gonna be a good one.
It's gonna be a really good one because now that we think about it, I'm like, ooh. So
I think we spoiling our own self for the whole thing.
Like I'm just like, honestly, it's almost. I was so geeked when I got to see Brandy and Monica because it was like they've been pinning them against each other for so long. Just to see them get on stage and appreciate each other was nice to see.
It's so beautiful.
Excuse my pug is in the background. She's
no, you're fine. You're good.
She's mad at me because she can hear me. She's like, I know you see me. No, ma'am.
Right. But yeah, so we'll see that Saturday, and we're gonna see. We're gonna forget some songs too. Like, damn, I forgot about this record.
Right. It always happens too, because you're like, you be sitting there.
Oh. You're like, oh, I forgot about this. So speaking of records, what's important to you? Do you think the beat is the most important thing, the melody, the lyrics, or the singer? What's the number one thing?
Honestly, for me, it's a tie between the lyrics and the melody. Because, like now with hip hop beats, like the beat actually makes the whole song because they could literally talk about nothing and then make the whole song.
Yep.
But at the same time, like I'm thinking about, like, if we're talking about the 90s era, you had Keith Sweat, who was a writer, that nobody would take his songs.
Right.
So he was like, okay, I'll do it myself. And the melodies that he came up with kind of just went.
Right. And he wasn't the best singer, but it was the music.
It was the music. Yeah. He made timeless music because I swear nobody will ever be able to get Nobody or Twist It out your head.
They need to leave his songs alone. Just leave him alone. Please
leave him there
alone. Yes. So what about a dream collaboration? Who does True want to work with? Like dream collaboration. In my head, like a bunch of people just went through my head.
Well,
give me like a good two then.
A good two. Okay, I'll give you a guy and a girl.
Okay.
I would love to work with her because I love her.
She's multi-talented.
Yeah, and she's a musician, and I love working with musicians. So I perform with a live band most of the time whenever I can because it comes off differently because you get a different emotion and feel. So just to see her perform with her guitar and she's actually playing. Yeah. Her emotion is way different. And then if I was to go for a guy, I'm gonna do an old and a new.
Okay.
I would love to work with Usher. As crazy as
Usher. You want some Usher bucks?
I want some Usher. Yes, like that would be amazing. That would be amazing.
Yeah.
And right now, the newer guy I would have to say is Giveon. I love his voice. I don't know what it is.
Listen, he's been around for a little bit, and I don't think people still catching on. They ain't catch on yet, but a lot of his stuff coming out is amazing. So I definitely like him. He's dope. Yeah,
because Heartbreak Anniversary was like, I wanted to give him a hug at the same time.
Yeah.
I understand.
Yeah, he definitely has some dope music. So speaking of music, True, we are waiting on EP, the album. Can you give us like a little preview to when it may be coming and what should we expect?
I would say towards June, July.
Okay.
We're gonna be coming out with the full EP, about 5 or 6 songs. And then I would have to say what to expect. You never know what to expect because I'm like an R&B rocker. That's the best way for me to put it.
Gotcha.
So it's like one of my songs that I know that I love that we just finished up a little bit. It's called Strawberry Fantasy, and it's more along the lines of a Princey type feel. Because that's how I was feeling at the moment.
Okay.
This one's for the girls. I would say that because what it's talking about. She's really having a fit. It would be that one is more along the lines of what I'm talking about is a girl getting head. That's really what I'm talking about.
Okay.
I feel like
those songs. The guys have all of them. Why we can't have them?
Because when Throat Baby, I was like, oh, this is gonna be risky. And then when I heard Throat Baby, I was like,
Exactly. Listen, and I like that record, but you know, it's like, whoa. So like, why we can't have our record? I'm going to be waiting on that.
Look, because it's not as like in your face direct, like, here you go,
right.
throw baby. Okay. But it's more metaphoric, and I'm really excited because like I get to show a different side of myself. Because what the F you mean was more along the lines of I was going through something and I was very emotional. This one I get to be playful and joke around, so that's gonna be fun. And then I got a couple of my little club joints. One's called Bag, that's gonna be fun, and then I got a couple more that I can't throw out entirely.
Everything, right.
Right. Yeah, put some potatoes, just a little.
Right.
But
it's all good though. You definitely gave us enough, and you definitely gave the people enough to be like, hey, we're ready, we're anxious, we're gonna listen. So I'm glad you gave that much. So real quick before you go, you want to give any shout outs to anybody before you leave?
Well, of course, I want to give a shout out to Miss Streetz for having me, of course. And also to my label, Sky's the Limit Entertainment. Sky salute to them guys. Because my team has been amazing. My management, Millionaire Media Group, I call it Millionaire Mindset. I love them. My manager, Mark Stevens, he's been pushing for me. So it's been awesome. Huge shout out to A-Team. That's the producers of the track. Like literally, I went and sung it for them, and they made their own thing.
Wow, that's cool.
So it was dope. I have a trifecta there. I got new people that's on the team, but we want to solidify a couple things. Oh, big shout out to my stylist.
Got a shout.
And my glamsa, Kid Fro. He's been doing all my outfits. He's so freaking awesome. Please follow him as well. Who's been taking my pictures? You're going to get to see some new pictures from me. Scooby LX, he's been so awesome too. He jumped right in. Huge shout out to my glamster. He keeps me, when I go outside, I look nice. That's because of him. Like, when I go outside, he keeps me on point. And that's Ego. He's Ego Maserati. He's been so freaking awesome. So I love my team. Like my team has been, and to deal with what I dealt with in the past, to come to have an actual team that care about, are you comfortable? Did you eat? How do you feel about this? Like that type of thing. It's been amazing.
Shout out to the team, most definitely.
And my mama.
Yes. Oh, can't forget mama.
Mama.
And then, real quick, let everybody know your social media. So once, new stuff drops, they can follow you. Well, they will follow you. They already know, but they can support you, let's say.
Oh, yeah, most definitely. You could find me on Instagram, The Official True, Facebook, Official True, or Teresa Real, because my name is Teresa. But people can say Teresa, so that's why I'm gonna go by True. Always get Teresa.
Right.
My YouTube is The Official True as well. Twitter, Official True, and my TikTok, The Official Trues. I got my TikTok up, so I'm doing my little singing TikTok. So make sure you guys go visit that.
Don't sleep on TikTok now.
Don't sleep on.
Blowing up overnight. Literally.
Listen, really.
Overnight.
I was like, oh.
Yes.
I don't have to work that. I don't have to work hard.
Somebody's paying attention on there for real. So yes. So True. So, thank you. I love the conversation. I feel like we could talk all day. But I definitely wanted people to get to know you a little bit more, for those who don't know you. And then we are definitely going to be waiting on that EP, because good music is what we need, and that's what you're bringing. So thank you, True, once again. And I wish you nothing but the best in the future.
Thank you, love.
All right.
Thank you.
All right. Have a good one.